Hi guys, welcome to my channel, and this is episode 2. In episode 1, we spoke about the hierarchy of needs and personal finance, what it looks like at every level on the hierarchy of needs as regards to personal finance. And just to quickly recap, we have 5 levels. We have the physiological level, we have the safety level, we have the love and belonging level, we have the esteem level, and the last level, which is self-actualization. And each of these levels, you're going to need to have your personal finances in order to scale up. But of course, it's not linear, and it's a bit subjective. But at the end of the day, we're having fun and we're looking at personal finances as you scale up to self-actualization. Right, so we spoke about within the context of Lagos, Nigeria. In this video, episode 2, we're going to be talking about London, UK, another capital, and everybody is quite interested in what's happening in the UK, especially for those that have interests of Japa. The UK is obviously one of the most sought after destinations. So what does it look like to self-actualize in the UK? Let's get started. So the first level, we're going to be talking about the physiological level. This is again speaking about food, thinking about sleep, thinking about sustenance. In the UK, it is quite challenging, but thankfully there are things in place to assist. But just for the sake of this video, we're going to keep it purely based on if you are paying for it yourself, right? So the physiological need in the UK would be around 300 to 350 pounds per month. That makes you be able to have food in your fridge, water to drink, clean water to drink, and also have a good night's sleep by making sure there's something to sleep on. Obviously, you're not going to spend it all at once, but over the course of the year, that's what it would average out to. So that's the first level, the physiological level of the hierarchy of needs. UK edition is 350 pounds per month. The next level, we're now moving to safety. Safety in the UK obviously is touching on rent, transportation, just pretty much what you need to move around and to be safe. We're looking at between 500 to 700 pounds per month. Again, keep in mind, this is as an individual, and 500 would probably be, if you're familiar with the UK, they have zone 6 to zone 1. Zone 1 being like the center of London, and zone 6 being the outskirts of London. So you're looking at around zone 6 to zone 4 for 500 pounds per person, and this would probably be a shared accommodation. If you're moving in more centrally from zone 3 to zone 1, you're probably going to be looking at around 700 pounds per person, and this is obviously shared accommodation, so don't get too excited. So yeah, so we have 500 to 700 pounds per month for safety on the hierarchy of needs, the UK edition. The next level we're going to be looking at is love and belonging. Now, love and belonging, again, is quite challenging to put a price to it, but what we're going to say is this is what it will take for you to invest in your relationships, with your romantic relationships, your colleagues, your friends. That might require you to buy airtime, it might require you to have internet connection, it might require you to go out on a lunch date or a hangout. So obviously these things can vary, but we're going to put around 300 pounds per month to this level of the hierarchy. So once you have around 300 pounds, you can pay your phone bill, you can pay for internet, you can maybe go out on maybe 1 or 2 lunch dates, hangouts per week, maybe spending around 20 to 30 pounds on as an individual. Obviously you'll be paying for yourself. At this point, you don't have the luxury of paying for all your friends and all your family members, right? So this is just for you to attend, right? So that's 300 pounds per month for love and belonging UK. The next level is going to be esteem. As we spoke about in the first video, esteem talks about self-respect, confidence, and just pretty much being in a position to actualize things that are important to you. This might mean taking a trip, going to Paris, going to Italy, or buying something, a nice wristwatch, or something that kind of makes you feel like you're doing something for yourself and you're boosting your self-confidence. And of course, this is very subjective and it's not obviously one size fits all, but let's even just imagine that we put around another 300 pounds to this expense on a monthly basis. Living in London and the UK, you can probably book a very cheap flight, get yourself to Italy with £30 and like one of these very cheap airlines, and get yourself in a hotel and transportation. It's all sorted. £300 should get it done if you're going to break it into a monthly expense, right? You obviously are not going every month, but if you're going to look at it from a monthly perspective, £300 should get it done. The last and final level, self-actualization. This one was very difficult to come up with a number, and the reason being because the nature of the UK is that you're actually able to have a lot of impact without spending a lot of money. If you want to influence government or policy, you can meet your local officials and you can have community outreach, and there's so many things you can do that doesn't necessarily cost money. But even if we're just going to follow the trend of our last video, which is to double everything that we've said in the level 1 to level 4, then if we're going to sum everything up, we should be around £2,000 for level 1 to level 4, from physiological needs to self-esteem. So if we double that, you're looking around £4,000, right? Keep in mind, this is after tax. After tax. So if you take that £4,000, and at this point, if you're pulling in £4,000 after tax, you're probably going to be in the highest tax bracket. So let's even just say 30%, you're paying 30% tax. You're looking at around at least a minimum of £60,000. It probably is more than that. I haven't done the pure math, but it's around £60,000 to £65,000 per annum, which will put you at double the national average of income in London specifically. The average income in pre-tax income in London is around £35,000. So to get to the self-actualization point, using our very loose framework, you're looking at around double of that, around £60,000 to £65,000. Now, I don't want you to be discouraged. I actually mean for this to be more a sense of motivation, to give you an idea of what it really takes to get to that point of full fulfillment, UK edition, London precisely. Now, if you're living in the outskirts of London, if you choose to live in Essex or Manchester, or you're going to another city, another town, you're probably going to be looking at a significantly less amount than that. London is the most expensive part to live in the UK, and there are lots of people that are moving out of London to its neighbouring towns and cities to actually have a better quality life. So keep that in mind when you're making your decisions and planning out your trips. I hope this has been of help. This is episode number 2. We will hopefully come with more content in the next episode. So I hope to see you there. If you like this material, click subscribe, and if you have your own comments, share them with us in the comment section, and I'll be glad to have that conversation with you there. See you next episode.